you had a Brexit vote. The Yankees had a Trump vote.
Let me just interrupt you for a second, because I think he's about to speak. We'll come back to that Bonaparte thought.
Merci, mes amis.
Thank you, my friends.
Merci à vous d'être là ce soir.
Thank you to you for being here this
Vous êtes des
evening.
dizaines de milliers. Et je ne vois que
You are
quelques
tens
visages.
of thousands, and I can only see a few faces.
Merci d'être là.
Thank you.
De vous
Thank you
être
for
battus
being here.
avec courage
Thank
et
you
bienveillance
for
pendant
having
tant de
fought
mois.
with courage but kindness
Parce
for
que
so
oui,
many
ce
months.
soir,
Because
vous
it's
l'avez
true
emporté.
tonight,
La France l'a
you've
emporté.
won. France won.
Ce que nous avons fait depuis
What
tant et
we've
tant de
done
mois
For so many
n'a
months,
ni précédent ni équivalent.
there's no comparison,
Tout le
there's
monde
no
nous disait
equivalence
que
to that.
c'était impossible.
Everybody was saying to us it was
Mais
impossible,
ils ne connaissaient pas la France.
but they didn't know anything about France.
Merci de votre confiance.
Thank
Merci du
you
temps que
for
vous avez
your
donné.
trust.
Merci de votre engagement.
Thank you for the time you devoted to this and your commitment. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for the risks some of you have taken. I know about
Cette
it.
confiance, elle m'oblige.
And your trust, it's something that creates an obligation for me. And it's something that I feel you've entrusted in me, and I don't want to disappoint you. I want to be worthy of your trust. And for the 5 years to come, I want to carry the elan which is yours, the elan and the dynamism you represent.
Je veux aussi ce soir avoir un
And
mot
tonight,
pour les
I would also
Français
like
qui ont voté
to say
pour
something
moi sans avoir nos
about
idées.
all the French people voted for me without necessarily sharing my ideas. You committed
Il ne
yourself,
s'agit pas là d'un blanc-seing.
and I know that it's not
Pour les Français qui ont voté
obvious. And I would like to say something for people who voted merely because they wanted to protect and defend the Republic
face à l'extrémisme. Je
in the
sais
face
nos
of
désaccords.
extremism.
Je les respecterai
I know that there are disagreements, and I will respect this,
à cet engagement
and I will
pris.
be faithful
Je protège
to that
la
commitment
République.
taken. I will protect the Republic.
Et je veux enfin avoir un mot pour ceux qui ont voté aujourd'hui pour Madame
And I
Le
would
Pen.
also like to say something for people who voted for Marine Le Pen. You mustn't shout, because they did express
Une colère,
today
un désarroi,
their rage,
parfois des
their
convictions.
loss, and their
Je les
convictions
respecte.
in some cases.
Mais je
And I
ferai
do
tout
respect that.
durant les 5
And I will
années
do my
qui viennent
utmost
pour qu'ils
for
n'aient
the 5
plus
years to
aucune
come
raison de voter
to make sure
les
that they
extrêmes.
don't have any reason to vote for an extremist position ever again.
Ce soir, il n'y a que les Françaises et les Français,
Tonight,
le peuple de France
There's
réunis.
only all the
Et
people
ce
of
que vous
France
représentez ce
gathered
soir
together,
ici au
and what you
Louvre,
represent
c'est une
tonight
ferveur,
here in the
un
Louvre.
enthousiasme,
I mean, it's
c'est
a
l'énergie
fervor,
du
an
peuple de
enthusiasm. It's the energy of the population and the people of France.
Et ce lieu dans lequel nous nous retrouvons dit
And
cela.
this place where we find
Il est
ourselves
parcouru
together
par
tonight,
l'histoire
that's what it
de
expresses.
l'Ancien Régime
It is the
à la
expression of our
libération de Paris,
history.
de la Révolution
Until the
française,
time of the liberation of
l'audace de
Paris,
cette
the French
pyramide.
Revolution. And
C'est le
it's the
lieu
example of that pyramid.
de tous les
It's
Français,
the location, the
de toutes
place
les Françaises,
where all the people of
toutes les
France
Françaises. Ce lieu,
can gather
c'est
together.
celui de la France que le monde
This
regarde,
place is the embodiment of France, France that everybody is looking at, because today it's Europe, it's the whole world looking at us.
L'Europe et le monde attendent
Europe and the
que nous
world
défendions partout
expect for us to defend everywhere the enlightenment which has been threatened in so many places. They expect us to defend everywhere freedoms, to protect people who are oppressed. They expect from us to bring forth a new hope, a new form of humanism, a safer world, a world of freedom that are fought for, a world of growth, a world where there is more justice, where ecology is respected. They expect from us to be at long last what we are ourselves.
La tâche qui nous attend, mes chers concitoyens,
the task awaiting us,
est immense.
My fellow citizens, it's an enormous task. And it's a task that's going to start tomorrow. It will impose on us to moralize public life, to defend our democratic vitality, to reinforce our economy, and to build up the new protections that are necessary for the world around us, and to give to all and sundry their place through work, through study, through culture, to refund our Europe and to guarantee the security of all the people of France. That task that awaits us, it's a colossal task, and it's a task that is going to impose that you should carry on being daring. Yes, of course, tonight we want a right that in fact entails obligations. You've chosen audacity. Well, that audacity will carry on with it, and every day we'll carry on bringing it forward, because that's what is expected by all the people of France, that's what is expected by Europe and by the world, that's what is expected from us. They expect that once again, France is a country of surprise, a country that is faithful to itself, and that's what we will do. Our task is enormous, my friends, and it's going to require the commitment of all of us. The commitment of our armed forces, our police, all the public services, your commitment, the commitment of all of you, people who've been elected, who are the head of charities, who are at the head of trade unions, who are civil servants, who are tradesmen, farmers, bosses, students, pensioners.
Notre tâche est immense.
Our task is enormous, and that task will require that we are truthful, that we need to have the courage of truth, the courage we put forward throughout the campaign, and I will carry on putting it forward for you. Our task is enormous, and it will impose that we should build from tomorrow onward a real majority, a strong majority. That majority centered on change, that's what the country is dreaming of, and that's what the country deserves, a majority centered on change. That is exactly what I'm expecting from you in the weeks to come, because once again and many times I will need you.
Mes chers concitoyens,
my fellow citizens, all of you, men, women, all of you present here by my side for so many days and so many nights, the people of France gathered here today in the Louvre, we have the strength, we have the energy, we have the will that has carried us forward, that's made us what we are, and that is what will lead our future. we will not be the victims of fear. We will not back in the face of division or lies. We will not cede any ground to sarcasm, irony, to the fascination for defeat or decline. I know that fervor that you carry within you, and I know what I owe you, and I know tonight what I owe to the people that supported me, my friends, my family, and the people close to me.
Ce ne sera pas tous les jours facile, je le sais.
It's not going to be easy every day, I know that. The task is going to be arduous, but every time I will tell you the truth. But your fervor, your energy, your courage, always is something that's going to carry me forth.
Je vous protégerai.
I will protect you in the face of threats, and I will fight for you on your behalf against inefficiency, against lies, to improve the life of all of us. And I will respect each one of you in what they think, in what they believe, in what they want to defend. And I will gather together and I will reconcile, because I want the unity of our people and of our country. And finally, my friends, I will be at your service with modesty, humility, with strength. I will be at your service on behalf of our motto: liberty, equality, fraternity.
Je vous servirai.
I will be in your service and at your service, being faithful to the trust that you put in me, and I will be at your service with love for you all. Long live the Republic, and long live France.
So there is Emmanuel Macron, the president-elect of France at the age of 39. It is an extraordinary achievement, alongside his wife there, Brigitte, taking the adoration of the thousands who are tonight in the Louvre, in front of the pyramid. Very sober and serious speech. He mentioned, you will have noticed on several occasions, the enormous task, the colossal task, he said, that is facing him in the 5 years ahead. There will be plenty of people in France who would agree with that. The country, he says, he's dreaming of change, but crucially, trying to unite the country. He says he respects the rage and the anger of the Le Pen camp. And you'll see that there are lots of young people coming out onto the stage with him. This really is a young movement. For months and months, there are young people in sweatshirts who've been standing and sitting in Macron offices around the country, pulling in payments from people, just small payments. In fact, they hired a company that had worked for President Obama in the United States just to help them get the party off the ground. And it's those small contributions that have really brought them to this point, contributions from all around the country. Let's just have a listen to the Marseillaise. And you probably saw the president-elect closing his eyes and putting his hands to his chest. Can probably hardly believe what has happened to him in the last year, from political obscurity, really, to the highest job in the land, Gilles.
Yeah, he's the wunderkind of French politics, definitely. And what is very striking when you think of, of the British or the American electorate is that the election was sort of an opposite movement. When you had the anti-Europeans who won in Britain, we have a strongly pro-European who made it in France. Even though, everybody here is worried about the European Union, which is dysfunctional, nevertheless, the French believe that their future remains within the European Union.
Yeah.
And there is no alternative. So this is something which means blood and tears, probably, and a lot of difficulties in the future. But nevertheless, there is no other choice.
You probably saw him just kissing a little girl there. I think that is one of his grandchildren. He doesn't have any children with Brigitte. She has 3 children from her former marriage, and he has 7 grandchildren who he says are my family. Probably enough to be going on with there. And one of the daughters, one of Brigitte's daughters, has worked with him through the campaign, or has worked on it with him. So there's obviously a close bond between her children and the president-elect.
It looks like it, and this is part and parcel of the interest in Macron, because he is anticlimactic, if I may say so, in the way he led his life.